In this step, you'll have your choice of two battery trays to use. One is a shorty tray and one is a full size. Hey guys, welcome back to Revolution XRC. In this part of the build series, we're going to be taking care of the electronic mounts and the electronics. So for this part of the series, you'll need some parts from bag 3 and your choice of electronics. You'll need these parts for gate 1 of the electronic mounts section. In this step, you'll have your choice of two battery trays to use. One is a shorty tray and one is a full-size tray. So you'll need to determine which tray you're going to use in this step. I am going to be using this battery, which is a 3-cell LiPo, and it's a shorty size. So I'll be using the smaller battery tray. And I'll put a link to this battery in the description below. And that completes gate 1. For gate 2 of the step, you'll need these following parts: the bottom half of the receiver box, as well as the grommet and little spacer for the wiring, 4 3x10 cap screws, 4 3x10 countersunk screws. You'll need 3M tape for the receiver, and these are washers for the servo. You'll also need your choice of receiver and servo. Right now I'm temporarily using the RTR electronics from my Sendero just to complete this step of the video build. I'm not actually going to fully mount it, but I'll just go through the motions of actually adding it on for this video. Now with the receiver box, you're going to want to make sure that this groove is facing towards the front of the chassis, because your wiring is going to come in from this direction. And for this step, you'll be using the 3x10 countersunk screws. Now when you're ready to put the receiver in, you're going to want to 3M tape the receiver to the bottom of the receiver box. I will not be doing that because this is not the receiver I'll be using, But we'll go ahead and just place the receiver in here and pretend that it was 3M taped in here. And you're going to want to put this grommet right here where the groove is in the receiver box. Usually you would take, oh, let's plug in the servo because we're going to have to do that in this step anyway. So we could do, just stick the servo here, servo wire here. Just pull down on it. And this little spacer here is to just seal off the rest of the grommet. Now for the servo, just route your wire accordingly. And this servo, actually it mounts from the bottom. So I'm gonna have to take this out. Thread it underneath. Alright, so when you're ready to mount your servo, you'll want the servo horn facing towards the front of the vehicle. So the horn should be right here, the gear should be towards the front. And you'll want to use the 4 supplied washers and the 3x10 cap screws. And that completes gate 2. You can see here how the servo is mounted. Now the wiring, usually routed on this side of the servo, down here, and then you zip tie it to the frame, right there, and then it goes into the receiver box. For gate 3, you'll need your choice of ESC. Once again, I am using the stock Sendero RTR ESC just for demonstration purposes. You'll also need the top of the receiver box, the seal for the receiver box, 4 3x10 countersunk screws, the antenna tube, this little grub screw for the antenna tube, and this cap for the antenna tube, as well as 3M tape for the ESC. Once again, I'm not actually going to be using this 3M tape because this is not the ESC that I'll be using. So usually you'll cut this to the length that you want. I'm not going to do that because I probably won't be using it. But once you cut it to the length that you desire, just put the cap on it, stick it into the lid, and you're also going to want to use this grub screw to secure it in place. So it'll help to pre-thread this grub screw hole first before actually putting the antenna tube in. So now that it's pre-threaded, there, you can see the grub screw is inside right there, and that holds this antenna tube in place. So usually I chop it off right about there. Now before you close up the receiver box, you probably won't want to fully close it up yet. Well, actually you can, but just for demo, the ESC would be 3M'd right here, and you would have this wire. And the throttle is always on channel 2. Steering is on channel 1. Just take a look at that. So on channel 2, I have it going to the ESC. Channel 1, I have it going to the steering servo. Now you can choose to do this or not. Oh, wait. Before you put this lid on, make sure you don't forget to put the seal on. And it just goes in the little groove of the receiver box. Then go ahead with the 3x10 countersunk screws and seal it up. Driver's just about running out of batteries here, but that's okay because we're at the last step of this part and it actually just ran out of batteries. So Alright. So just imagine the ESC is 3M taped right there, and that completes gate 3 of this part of the build. So I hope this part of the build was helpful to you. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell for the next part of this Element Enduro Kit build series. Thanks for watching.